searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair, because eyes so bright.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Shenanigans. I am here in the studio solo today for another round of solo spills. I haven't seen all of these questions yet, but my podcast producer organized them into categories, so we're not just jumping all over the place. Before I get into these, though, I just wanted to give a little update on my raspy voice because I finally went to the doctor yesterday, got all of my blood work done, all of my labs. Thank you to all of you who wrote in about my voice and made some suggestions of what it could be. Some scared me a little. I was like, oh my God, is that what's wrong? But after going and getting all my blood work done, we'll determine if it could be something hormone or thyroid related. But then I went to my ENT and got a scope put literally down my throat. And he said that my esophagus was really red and inflamed. So it looks like it's acid reflux. I'm getting on an omeprazole sort of medication for a few months. We're going to see if that helps. But everyone who wrote in with your concerns and suggestions, thank you, because it forced me to finally go and get my labs done. I have been avoiding getting blood work done for like the last year because I have not prioritized it, but I'm trying to be better of prioritizing my health. Started working out at the gym again. I'm back with Seth. I'm back with Brock when Seth is unavailable. And I've been doing things on my own again. We have our new sauna in the backyard, which is amazing. The cold plunge, perfect time now that it's finally cooling down. But yeah, just trying to put my health first. Need to modify the diet a little. I have not had any caffeine, no coffee, nothing for going on 3 weeks. I've been going to bed a little earlier, which is probably also better for me. But yeah, little update on that, as you can still hear the rasp in my voice, which honestly, I don't mind. I felt like in the early seasons of Vanderpump Rules, my voice was so high pitched, it was annoying. And now I don't mind a little bit of rasp, but while I'm trying to finish my EP with the 27s, we have one song we're just trying to finish, and I haven't gotten my voice back in over a month. So that's the main thing. I just want to get it back. And yeah, but I'm like, if I have a talking raspy voice, then I'm okay with that. I just want to know why. Anyway, hopping into your questions. And I've got a lot of Instagram handles here. So the easy ones I'm going to try and say. But the first one is from Jamie Barhorst. How are you filling your summer without VPR filming? Would you believe that I have been so busy? I don't know how I would have filmed VPR. I mean, we would have had to have made so many adjustments, probably had my mom more, but I've stayed very busy. I've been hanging out with all of my friends in the Valley. Summer is in school. I'm doing my podcast. There are a couple other projects I am working on that I'm not ready to announce just yet, but it's been keeping my time pretty busy. So it was nice to have the summer off from VPR. And obviously we're still hoping it comes back for season 12, but stay tuned. Don't know what's happening with that yet. Also, what do you think about them rebooting VPR with a new cast at SUR? It's interesting. I mean, they've tried this with Southern Hospitality. I definitely at least watched the first episode, you know. Lisa Vanderpump is a genius who has created empires. So who knows? Lightning could strike twice over there. But I feel like if they really are rebooting it, I would want to be like an executive producer, or I would want to work on it in some capacity behind the scenes just because I know how it all works. So if that is happening, I don't know. We'll see. Mari Teklova, what was your first reaction when you found out Selena Gomez and Taylor Swift watched VPR? Oh my gosh. I was so shocked. I thought that Selena had maybe watched before because I remember she went into Tom Tom a few years back and Katie met her and I was so jealous. And around that same time, I was like, well, Miley Cyrus has also been in Tom Tom, and I was there with her. So I was like, I guess we're even with, our Disney princesses. But I have said this for so many years. I'm sure there are so many interviews that could be found of me saying, if Vanderpump Rules was ever turned into a movie, who would I want to play me? And I've always said, like, if it was season 1, Scheana, Selena Gomez. And if it was now, like Mom, season 11, Scheana, Rachel Bilson. So the fact that Selena watches, I couldn't believe it. And Taylor Swift, like, they're talking about this while me and Allie are talking about Selena and Taylor. Crazy. Anyway, universe, A Renmi, how would you feel if VPR didn't return? This is something I've thought about because, we don't know the future of that yet. And I think I would be fine with that at this point. When we filmed our pilot, never in my wildest dreams did I think we would have 11 successful seasons of a reality show. I mean, I remember when The Hills, I think they ended after 6 seasons. And when VPR got picked up, I'm like, could you imagine if we were like The Hills and we got 6 seasons? How crazy would that be? And here we are, almost double that. So I'm grateful to the audience who's tuned in over the years, who has wrote in that, us sharing our stories has helped them. I recently had a therapist friend of mine who told me that a few of her patients had recently used me as an example for speaking out about OCD and just how that helped them realize what their intrusive thoughts were. And it was I was literally in tears when she told me this, because I'm like, this is exactly why I do what I do. So I'm just so grateful that, this show has allowed us to keep sharing our stories, and we might have, a few stories left to tell, but if not, I feel like there are going to be so many other ways that we can continue to share our story, here being one of the main places, but, more to come. Emil Nur wants to know, how has your mental health been since season 11? I am back on Zoloft. Update, just started that recently. I met with a new psychiatrist. I was completely open about everything. I just shared as much as I could because I wanted to make sure I was getting back on the right medication, the right milligrams, and all of that. So I actually feel like my mental health is in a pretty good place right now, which feels good. And I tried to fight getting back on an SSRI for over a year now. And I finally decided, you know what? I know I felt better when I was on it. I tried every other natural microdosing supplement remedy out there, and I felt best when I was on Zoloft. So I'm back on that, and I'm taking it at night because the first time I did notice it was making me tired. So this time I just started on a low dose at night, and then we're going to up the dose after a week. But just knowing that I'm putting my mental health first again and my overall health, I feel very good. Mac and ramen. Oh, that reminds me. I had some really good ramen in the Valley the other night. This place, so bomb. Speaking of, will you be on the Valley? Will I be on the Valley? I mean, you already saw me on it last season, and I've been at various events with my friends this summer where there happened to be cameras. So I might appear, might not be the capacity everyone is speculating, or it might be. I don't know. Jenny_Jamie, did you congratulate Kristen on her engagement? I did. Her and Luke. I reached out to both of them separately, and then I saw them both in person and congratulated them again. We need to get a twin ring photo, because right when I saw Kristen's ring in person, we were like, oh my God, we actually have matching rings. But the other night when I was with her, we forgot to get a photo. So still need to do that. She's got great taste, and Kyle Chan, yet again, killed it. All right. A lot more questions. Thank you guys for everything you sent in. I'm going to take a quick break, drink some tea, and then we'll come back and spill it. All right, y'all. I'm a big believer that small, easy changes can have big results. And that goes for your skincare routine too. these days, I mean, there's so much out there and it's confusing, what products work together, in what order, etc. So I'm here to make this easy for you with the work system from Dime Beauty. I've talked about Dime Beauty before. You may have seen Brock stealing my Dime Beauty on Instagram, but it's because it's clean. It's a high-end skincare that's also affordable, and it really works. Dime didn't sacrifice performance just to make it clean either. So this has been in my skincare fridge for several months now. And I've caught my husband using my day cream, my night cream, my eye cream. He loves all the things. And so do I. It's a part of my daily routine. And speaking of routines, so many can have so many steps that it gets confusing. And I wanted to take the guesswork out of my routine. So starting with their works collection has made it easy because I don't have to remember the order of a 10-step routine. It's like, no one has time for that. And at the end of the night, I'm tired. The work system is everything you need in one very powerful package. It includes a gentle cleanser, toner, 2 incredible serums, 2 luxurious moisturizers, like I've talked about. And it's pretty much all you need. And Dime has over 2 million happy customers, and their product reviews are literally all 5 stars. So let's love your skin again. Go to dimebeautyco.com now and unlock your discount on their site. That's dimebeautyco.com. dimebeautyco.com. Isn't it time you've checked out Dime? Okay, and for all of my ladies out there, you've heard me talk about this on the podcast before, and I'm going to talk to you about it again because Knix is here for all of your intimate and personal needs. Knix is a brand that was introduced to me shortly postpartum, and I have spread the word to all of my mama friends. I love that Knix gives women that extra confidence they need before and after having a baby. They've got nursing bras and tanks, postpartum care with leak-proof underwear, because after we have a baby, we know that everything downstairs isn't quite the same, even years later. So also Knix has thigh savers. And even though summer is wrapping up, we still have some hot days, especially here in the Valley. So the thigh savers from Knix have been literally just that, like life and thigh savers. I have some of their supportive wireless bras, and they are like the most comfortable you'll ever wear. They are great for all bodies, for real bodies, and they range from different styles and different sizes up to a G cup. You can also very easy and totally free find your right fit with their virtual fittings. And with amazing leak-proof lines in maternity, swimwear, shapewear, and more, Knix has you covered. Millions have switched to Knix. I have. You have got to check them out. Go to knix.com and get 15% off with promo code GOODASGOLD. That's knix.com, code GOODASGOLD for 15% off. knix.com. Okay, and we're back. Noragement 86 sent in a couple questions. Do you like Brock's buzz cut or do you miss his long hair? Here's the thing. I liked the dad hair that he had last year right before he buzzed it. But now that he buzzed it and it's blonde, I'm obsessed with it. The original buzz cut, I wasn't too crazy about. Then obviously I got used to it. I'm seeing it every day. But once he did the blonde, I was like, damn, that's hot. Are you more relaxed about Summer being in school now? Absolutely. I love her school. I've made new mom friends. She has new friends. They have so many cute activities and things that they do. We just recently had our parents mixer, which thankfully some of the dads we didn't want there weren't there. And all of us just had so much fun. And it just is such a great community. So I'm feeling really good that she's in school now. I'm excited for her. She absolutely loves it. And it gives me time to come here and not have the mom guilt of leaving her at home because I'm like, well, she's in school and I'm able to get some stuff done for me 3 days a week. So it's been great. Remy Martin XOX, how are Salem and Penny Lane? They are still kicking. They're 10 and 15 now. Actually taking Penny to the vet tomorrow. Summer's coming with me to help. And just going to do her senior wellness exam, make sure everything's good, but they are amazing. I do need to post them more. Allie's like, you never post your cats. And I'm like, well, yeah, I guess once you have a kid, you don't post your animals as much, but I've been trying to get a little more content of them so people know they're still alive. Kaylee for Kyotis, what will your Halloween costumes be this year? Summer wants us to be a skeleton family, so that's definitely what we're doing for trick-or-treating. She also ordered a pumpkin costume we might do for one of her school parties, and I'll probably need to get something else for like an adult party if we go to one. I'm not sure yet. I always think about this in like August, and then it comes October and I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't ordered a costume yet. So for sure a skeleton family for one. Mighty Maylin, why do you like to control your men? Does it demasculate them? Well, if you think I can control my husband, you have clearly not been paying attention. Absolutely not. Anyway, Kelly F. Hill, what kind of projects does Brock have coming up in the future? So we have a few things we are finishing in the house. We are turning our breakfast nook area, we just have a table into like a full bench seat. He's building a floating shelf for under our big TV. We are eventually going to do some stuff in Summer's room, make it like a bunk loft sort of sitch with a slide because she has the A-frame, really high ceilings in her room. And he wants to build a chicken coop on the side of the house. I'm trying to avoid that as long as possible, if hopefully forever. But other than that, those are the next main things. Just finishing my studio and the garage gym. He's got a couple touches left on the ceilings in those rooms. And I swear, after he's done with our house, people are already, like literally and figuratively, knocking on our door to have him do projects for them. So I think he's going to stay very busy in this DIY space. Miss_GG, would you consider adoption? Absolutely. It is something I have thought about since I was a teenager. I've always been super open to adoption. Brock is as well. We are just figuring out if that would be our next step or if fertilizing the eggs is going to be the next step, because I'm just kind of struggling with that right now. So I don't know which route we're going to go, but obviously I'm always going to be open about where we're at with that. Right now, we've decided to table it until 2025. Patty Burn 0, how do you feel about moving to live in the Valley? Now that it's cooling down, I love it. Again, when we first moved there, I loved it. And then it just got so hot in the summer. And even being from San Gabriel Valley, I just forgot how hot it gets in the summer because I've lived by the beach for the last 6.5 years up until recently. So I love it though. I love that we can walk so many places. Summer has a backyard and it's a really great place to raise a family. Alexis Pythian 19, has Summer met Sosa? What does she think of Ocean's new little sis? She has. She's been over there a couple times and she is just obsessed with her. She held her and it was so sad. The first time she started crying a little and Summer got a little scared. I think she thought she did something wrong. And Lala was like, oh no, she just, she's a little hungry. And once Lala put her on the boob, she was totally fine. And Summer's like, oh, that was it. So yeah, she loves the little baby. And also whenever Janet brings her son over, Summer is so good with babies that I'm like, I know you would be a good big sis, but we'll talk about that next year. Sydney Ferguson, random question, but curious if Lala knew the girls on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. She didn't, but Easton is friends with some of them. So he knew a couple of the girls who didn't sign on to do the show. I think I might have briefly mentioned that on the episode last week, but Lala didn't know any of them, just Easton. Okay, if you could say one thing to Raquel, what would it be? We were very good friends and I had such a soft spot for her. Maybe it was actually more like a blind spot. But if I could tell her one thing today, I'd probably tell her to drop the lawsuit against Ariana. She did enough damage there and I just don't think Ariana needs to be involved in her lawsuit at all. Another one. Now that the dust is settled, do you have any empathy for Raquel now? It's kind of hard to have empathy for someone who is literally weaponizing the justice system against a woman she wronged, who did nothing to her but be a really good friend for many years. It's like, I mean, I know I've never seen any of this alleged content that Raquel claims Ariana had and showed. I mean, I haven't heard of anyone who has. And in this friend group, that's definitely something we would have heard about by now. So also, I hear that she has now like basically dedicated her podcast to just talking about her former friend group, did an episode on Jax's mental health when she has no idea what's really going on in that situation. So I assume that's more of like a money ratings ploy versus what she really wants to be doing. And I can't imagine that's positive for her mental health. Janet asks, why is Janet your favorite co-host? Not Janet. Well, the fans seem to love her at the moment. So, I don't have a choice but to keep just bringing her around. Carly Hamilton 1. I don't listen to the podcast because of your intro music. Change that. Well, Carly, you'd be pleased to know I have. At Cole_BT. Would you ever do a tour? Would love to hear Good as Gold live. Yes, that's actually something I've been thinking about for a while, but I'm still figuring out what that show might look like. If you're watching on YouTube, please comment below. Send some suggestions to anyone who was at my show at the Bourbon Room. I want it to be something like that, but with more music. I don't know. So we're still kind of trying to figure out what that is. And do we start in the US? Do we go to Australia? Do we try the UK? I don't know. We're figuring it out, but maybe a world tour. Who knows? Kaylee for Kyotis again. If you could be on any other reality TV show, which one would you choose to be on? I would love to go back in time and be on the current season of Real Housewives of Orange County because I would love to just be there for my girl Shannon. I know she has some friends on the show who obviously they have her back, but everyone's also like kind of friends with Alexis. So I would just be there, Team Shannon, ride or die. At M_C_Dorty, you look so damn good. Oh, thank you. Can you give me an overview of your diet, skincare, etc.? So my diet, funny you should ask, I'm now having to modify because of my throat, just my vocal cords. I need to cut out all acidic foods and drinks. So yeah, I haven't had coffee. I guess citrus things, tomato, like so many of the things in my normal diet, I'm having to cut out. So I don't really know what my diet's going to look like coming up, but skincare, moisturizing, I cannot stress enough, and not just your face, but your whole body. Alexis Pythian 19, what color tones or combo does your stylist use for your hair color? Looks beautiful. I honestly don't know, and I need to find out because if he's ever not available and I need a touch up, I need to figure that out. So when I do, next time I get my hair done, I will post it. Frank Ricciardi, you were much better looking a few years ago. You look tired. Well, thank you, Frank. I've had a kid, lost a baby, been through a lot over the last few years. And I guess the only thing I'm tired of is commentary like you. So yeah, that wasn't very nice. Anyway, Bon Appetit. What is your favorite facial to get at a spa? I love a hydrofacial with dermaplane. That is my go-to. What kind of spa services do you usually get? Other than that, a massage is my favorite thing. And I just said to Brock, I need a spa day soon. So that content will be coming soon, hopefully from Glen Ivy. At Mela, please share your skincare routine. Your skin is amazing. Well, thank you. That sounds like a perfect time to go to break, and I'm going to tell you about what I've been doing for my full body skincare with Dove. I get a lot of questions about my skincare routine, so I thought I would take a moment on here to highlight some of my favorite tips and products. One thing I've noticed is that most people ask about the products I use on my face, and a good skincare routine shouldn't stop there. One of my go-tos for full body care has been Dove's new serum body washes. So Dove teamed up with leading dermatologists and beauty experts to create a new body wash collection that brings expert skincare into your shower. It's infused with the ingredients you already love using on your face, and these body washes were created for your unique needs. One of my faves is their Vitality Renewal formula. This 4% restoring serum renews my skin's moisture and promotes firmer skin. Also, who can afford a breakout these days? Dove's Acne Clear Serum Body Wash has come in clutch with keeping my skin clear, preventing acne with its 1% salicylic acid formula that's gentle and hydrating on your skin. I seriously could not recommend these Dove serum body washes enough. And as a plus, Dove is the #1 dermatologist recommended body wash brand, and these are made without sulfates or parabens. And we're back with Florida Babe 16. How do you go about rekindling a friendship after both sides have grown and matured? Ooh, that's a good one. Checking your ego for starters. Finding commonality. I think understanding that regardless of whatever the outcome is, you can't go back. You just have to move forward, and that relationship might look different. But I think if you want it to last, it just has to grow and evolve with you. At Regina_ on GoCo. I get married next week. Any wedding day advice tips? First of all, Regina, congratulations. Here's one thing that someone told me that I did at both of my weddings. At the end of the night, whether you're getting married indoor or outdoor, there's always outdoor, So go outdoors with your spouse and just take their hands, look up into the sky. Hopefully there's stars. If not, that's okay. Pretend like there are. And just really take a deep breath. Take a moment to just soak it all in, because the wedding night goes by so quick. Trust me, I know. I've done it twice. And just for the day part of it, just know that if anything goes wrong, that the person you're marrying is right, and try not to let that get to you, because clearly at my first wedding, so many things went wrong because that person was wrong. And at my second wedding, there were little things here and there, but I'm like, I know this is the right person. And any little thing that happened, it didn't even matter. So just, let it go. Take that moment at the end of the night and just take a deep breath and just really take it all in. At Miss_GG again. How often do people stop you in the street for photos? Quite often, actually. And I never mind it. The only time is when I'm mid broccoli bite and someone comes up, I'm like, give me a minute. This happened the other day. We were at Oakberry having acai bowls, and some people came in and asked for photos. And I realized after I had chia seeds in my teeth. But hopefully you didn't see that in the photo. But yeah, if you see me, come up, say hi, give me a hug. During the COVID times, I was kind of weary about the hugs, but now bring on the hugs. I would honestly rather hug someone than shake their hand. So if you see me, I'll give you a hug. Anyway, Nathan.Mackey3, what artists are on the top of your playlists right now? I have been obsessed with Olivia Rodrigo, Sabrina Carpenter, and Charlie XCX. Also, Eminem has a new album. That one is so dope. But there's been so much good music that has been put out lately. So yeah, I'm always playing something new. And I got to say, Stagecoach next year is going to be so lit. The amount of artists who are crossing over into country is so dope. Post Malone, MGK, Marshmello has a song with Kane Brown. I'm really excited for Stagecoach. So that's also been on the playlist lately. Do you know what a raisin is? Yeah, it's a dried prune. Plum, right? There's raisins, or raisins or grapes. No, a raisin is a dried grape and a prune is a dried plum. Is that right? I don't know. Then there's like the golden raisins. Are those green grapes? Look, I know I like raisins. I like grapes. I like prunes and plums. They're like cousins, okay? They're all in the same family. Katie.H. Take it back to MySpace days. Who would be in your top 8 today? One rule, no family. That is so tough. I would need some time to think about that. I mean, oh, that's such a tough one. Because I know you guys would be like, ew, she's in your top 8. So that's hard. Of course, Lala's going to be in my top 8. I'm going to have some girls from the Valley in my top 8. I need to think about that. Let's table this one for next week, and I'm going to come back with my MySpace top 8 because that's too hard to just think on the spot. We'll be back to you with that one. Tome Blunt. Love the name. You bought 2 houses. Can you share financial planning tips? My tip would be to hire a financial advisor and a business manager to do it for you because they are way better educated in that space than I am. So I've had a financial advisor for probably about 10 years now. It's one of my friend's dads, so he's someone I absolutely trust with my money. He has made me a lot of money, invested it in the right places. And we also, have the account set up for summer. We're making her money. And my business manager is incredible. So that would be my tip because they tell me what I can afford, what I should do, what I shouldn't do. And yeah. At helenangela.r, how does it feel to be 40? Ask me next May and I'll let you know. Ellie Apple 27. Oh, I know it's not till May, but any plans for the big 4-0? My plan, I'm hoping that James Kennedy is DJing at EDC again because I want to get a helicopter and go and land like on the festival grounds and do EDC. I've never done it. I had so much FOMO that I wasn't able to go this year to see him. So I'm really hoping that we can do that for my 40th, but we're going all out. I'm not doing this like 35 plus 5, 39 again. Like, no, I'm going to be fucking 40. We're going all out. All right, to wrap it up with a few hot topics because Tracy Person wrote in, love it when you have Kiki on and you discuss current reality and pop culture. I love when we have Kiki on as well, but we don't have to have her on to get into some hot topics. So first one I wanted to address was Dr. Nicole I saw is exiting Real Housewives of Miami as she deals with her postpartum anxiety. I just want to send so much love to her. I mean, unless you've had a baby, you really can't understand what your body and hormones and mental health all go through. Just when I read her post, it broke my heart because I'm like, oh, I feel you. The fear of something happening to your baby and all of that, it takes a toll. So I have mad respect to her for stepping down and just taking time to focus on her mental health and her family. And I just want to send her all of the good vibes because it's no joke. A couple shows I've been watching lately. I just caught up on Real Housewives of Orange County last night. I've got to say, I love Tamra. And I mean, we have no issues. I do feel like she took it a little too far with Shannon, though. Didn't really have like the sensitivity chip. And I mean, these women used to be on stage together all of the time and touring and doing all of this and, the Tres Amigas. So I just think everyone kind of needs to ease up on Shannon. And I'm hoping we see that more this season coming up because I just want to jump through the screen and give her a hug and be like, girl, I got you. But also on Real Housewives of Orange County, John's lawyer, like relaying that John is holding on to these videos in case Shannon goes off the rails. Sounds like the definition of extortion, and it's gross. I mean, Alexis and John can, try to backtrack now that it's backfiring on them, Tom Sandoval. But the damage has been done. It's already out there. And Shannon just doesn't need your shit. So that's my thoughts on that. Also, I started the new Netflix show that is at like billions of streams right now, The Perfect Couple. Holy shit, I'm only on episode 2. So good. Highly recommend. And then let's see, what else do we got here at Malls125. Are you watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives? Yes, I guess you missed my episode last week, but yes, I am watching. I need another season ASAP. And next week, I will be having 2 more of the ladies from the show on. So we'll get a bit of our fix in then. Stay tuned. I'm not going to say exactly who, but we're going to be posting for questions. And let me just say they are fan favorites. So to wrap it up, Charlotte Skies wants to know what my thoughts on Stassi's new book. I am on chapter 7. I love it. I feel like where Stassi and I are at right now, just in our mom friendship, I can really relate to this book and I'm really enjoying reading it. I laughed out loud. There's a part, I think in chapter 6, that she wrote about an instance when we were all at Chili's together and I was literally laughing out loud and I read it to Brock last night. So I'm really enjoying reading her book. And yeah, I can't wait to finish it. I think I'm a little more than halfway done, but really enjoying it. So great job, Stassi. Congrats. I'm sure you are already a 3 times New York Times bestseller. Fantastic book. Obsessed. And that wraps up all of our questions for my solo shenanigans. I'm completely out of breath. These definitely take it out of me. But thank you for sending in so many questions. You guys make doing my job so easy and fun. And I'm so excited for next week's episode. You guys are going to be obsessed because if you haven't watched Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, you need to before next week's episode because you're going to love these 2. See you next week. Bye.